today we're back at the National Association of Broadcasters out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been 2 long years. Let's go check it out and see what industry professionals have to say today. Today I'm here with Canon. How are you?
I'm very good.
Please tell us your name, your title, and kind of how you got started with Canon.
Sure. My name is Len Musmechi. I am a senior marketing manager for Canon's Professional Production Systems, which essentially is our cinema, broadcast, and professional video equipment. I've been with Canon now going on 17 years this May. I got started at Canon handling PR on our office product line, and through my journey through the company, I've made my way onto the professional imaging side, working on our DSLR cameras. I was integral in the launch of our Cinema EOS line, which was a big passion of mine, and fortunate enough to find myself in a role where I get to touch on a lot of these amazing imaging markets in the pro space.
Well, I'm glad you got to join me today. We got to talk about, what Canon's working on during this year, because a lot has happened over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Can you please tell our viewers, what is Canon featuring this year at the 2022 NAB?
So this year is amazing for us. So it's been a 2-year hiatus since we've been able to be here at NAB, and we've introduced a lot of great products over that time. So we have some new announcements that have just come out this April, as well as some products that might have come out last year that no one has had the opportunity to get their hands on. So 2 of our big announcements that just took place are our Flex Zoom lenses. So these are Canon's first ever 8K zoom lenses for the cinema market. These lenses also will cover full frame imaging sensors. That includes the Red Monstro or the C500 Mark II. So those lenses cover 20 millimeters to 50 millimeters, as well as 45 millimeters to 135 millimeters. So we have a nice match set there. And what's flexible about those lenses is that they're offered with user changeable mounts for either EF or PL that customers can do themselves, giving those lenses just incredible flexibility with super 35 millimeter cameras, full frame cameras, and either mount. We have our new UJ122 broadcast lens, which is Canon's longest and most popular broadcast lens, except this year now we've added autofocus to that lens, which we think is going to be an amazing innovation to introduce to the NAB crowd. In the last year, we've introduced Canon's line of 4K PTZ cameras, pan-tilt zoom cameras, which, as you know, during the pandemic, remote production and REMI production just soared and skyrocketed. So we've introduced a line of 4K PTZ cameras with either a 1-inch sensor or half-inch class sensor. And we have 2 flavors there in both indoor and outdoor cameras. Again, amazing for your streaming sports, your television studio remote productions, your award ceremony remote productions, and those have been very well received here as well. They're compatible with a host of protocols, popular protocols. There's Canon's own XC protocol, there's NDI, which is widely accepted, and then there's the Visca protocol as well. So again, the cameras have been a huge success for us, and we see that remote production is something that's not really going to go away anytime soon. I'm going to go on. We got a lot. It's been a long time. We have our AMLO system, which stands for Activate My Line of Sight. And this is a software system that works with our PTZ cameras in a hybrid work environment where you might have some collaborators in an office space working together and brainstorming and still have remote participants tuning in. And what that system is going to do is allow for a narrator in the space to give hand motions that will dictate the camera's actions and activities, as well as track certain things in the room, offering JPEGs or other high-resolution views to those tuning in remotely. Most exciting thing for me, I've been really excited about, is we have our dual fisheye VR lens, and that's a stereoscopic lens with 2 front lens elements that resolves 2 images onto a full frame sensor of your EOS R5 or R5C. And so when you're shooting in 8K, you're going to get 2 4K images on that sensor, and then you can import that file into our software and render a beautiful 4K 180-degree VR image. And that immersive experience has just been so fantastic here at the show. So many people, so many markets, so many customers are interested in it. And that solution, when paired with our R5 or R5C, retails for only like $6,500. And the beauty of shooting it on one camera is that you're not going to have to sync multiple cameras in post or anything like that. You got it all in one compact package. So again, really something amazing. There are other things, but I want to hear what your audience might be the most interested in.
Well, that's great to see how much you guys have worked on it, especially over the last couple of years with everything going on. But many different companies, had to adjust in different ways during COVID. Whether it be a slowdown and such. What did that look like for Canon?
Well, it feels like a time skip because we, as did most of the country, shut down right around March of 2020. And right before we were about to come to NAB 2020. So we had planned and built an entire show booth, and we were ready to come here when we decided that we took a safety precaution for our staff, and we shut down and decided to go full remote at that point. So for the last 2 years, we've been in ourselves in a hybrid work environment where everyone on our staff was working from home, logging in using Teams a lot for our meetings, and that in and of itself sparked a lot of innovation within Canon, some of which was the AMLO system, which I just mentioned. We also introduced during that time an EOS webcam utility, which allowed customers to use their mirrorless or DSLR cameras as a webcam, but giving you that really crisp, beautiful image, maybe some bokeh in the background. And that all just came about because as our own staff were working remotely, they said, hey, let's make some better imaging for everyone that's tuning in. So it was really a time that was challenging for everyone, challenging for the industry, and I think we all have come out of it here looking at this crowd for the better. I mean, it was we met the challenge and came out ahead.
That's wonderful to hear that you guys were able to thrive during this time, especially with everything going on. But at this time, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
Oh man, I really hope that everybody gets the opportunity to come out, feel comfortable enough to get their hands back on our equipment. One of the things we saw that took place over the last 2 years was a resurgence back into the imaging market, not just from everybody having to work remotely or produce content, but a reinvigoration in the passion of still photography. As people got out and about and started to do more outdoor activities, we saw people get more excited about capturing their moments, with a camera around their neck as they're going for their daily walk or morning hike. We also saw a big resurgence in people just getting a better appreciation of family and all those moments and wanting to document them. And it was a great thing to see that connectivity and be a part of it and offer a solution for it. So yeah, I just encourage everybody to follow their passions, follow their imaging passions, and get back out there and be safe and have fun.
And of course, as always, if anybody would like to find out more about Canon and the products you have, where can they go?
We got our usa.canon.com website. We also have our Canon USA Instagram handles and Facebook page. We have also our pro Twitter handle and pro Instagram handle, where you'll get a little bit more skewed professional news on professional equipment as well. So I definitely encourage everybody to follow us there. You'll learn about our products, but you'll also learn about live events and new content that we're putting out there to the market.
And I'm here with Panasonic. I want to thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a fantastic show. Thanks for having us.
And thank you so much for taking the time. Can you please tell our viewers your name, your title, and how you got involved with Panasonic?
So, my name is Keith Vidger, and I've been in Panasonic for about 6 months now. Relatively new to the company, and I am the Principal Technology Consultant for Media and Entertainment.
And can you please tell our audience the history behind Panasonic?
Wow, it's a company that's over 100 years old, and one of the forerunners in technology that's been in every part of just about everyday life for most people around the world. NAB in particular showcases our integral involvement in the production of television, feature films, episodic television. Just about everything that people watch on TV in one form or another is based on Panasonic technology.
And a lot of companies during this time were affected in different ways with COVID. So, some thrived. Can you please tell us, how did that look like for Panasonic?
Wow, so I think, like with everyone, the pandemic really, in particular, put the media and entertainment industry into somewhat of an awkward position. Number one, there was a growing number of people who had a thirst for content because they, of course, were at home. But the method of production that people have been used to for decades had to completely change, because the same reason that people were at home meant that people couldn't be interacting in the usual way in a very collaborative industry where people are sitting next to each other, everything from newscasters to the crews to every last person who produces what people watch at home home, whether it be features or live, that simply wasn't going to work anymore. So everything had to pivot from not only the standpoint of how things were produced, but the technology that we used to produce that likewise had to change to enable that content to keep going. If it's one thing that people talked about most during the pandemic, it's their dependence on media, whether it be live television for news or just the content to keep going. And so we were a big part of helping that pivot to kind of keep that going.
And it's been 2 years since we've been at the NAB. What is Panasonic featuring this year at the NAB?
So it's great to be back at NAB #1 because of that hiatus that was caused by the pandemic. But one of the biggest things that's new for us at the show is one of the reasons I recently started at the company, and that is a big shift in how live television is produced. Again, the pandemic caused a lot of changes, and one of those was the need for people to work remotely. So we still needed to be able to produce high quality content. The industry still needed to have the countless sources that make up all the great shows that we watch. You just couldn't be sitting in a control room filled with a dozen people. So we had to have folks that could work remotely, whether it be in a different room in the station or where they're working from home. And that home might be in the same city or might be across the country. So one of the things that was great about remote production and all the products like we have here at Panasonic, we enabled that. We have that capability to give people that, number one, that need to create the content for people, two, the need for people to keep employed who are all part of the entertainment industry, and also, more importantly, be safe while they're doing all that. So it's great to have not only switchers, but cameras and all the other components, the audio products we make as well, that can all be used in remote applications and environments to keep the industry going. That great 5-word mantra that basically is part and parcel to the industry is the show must go on. And so we were a big part of helping that show go on.
And at this time, is there anything else that you could share with the audience, whether it's something that's depending on it's working on in the future or now?
So a lot of the products we have here are making their debut at the show. There's already the world's most respected and best quality PTZ cameras. We've got new entries to that, again, for helping out with remote production. Our switcher, the Kairos, that you see the sign of right behind us, that's probably the biggest hit for the show. And we've got products as well that increase our already pretty extensive flagship fleet of studio cameras, new products when it comes to learning opportunities and remote learning functionality, and a whole bunch of other new options for the show.
Today I'm here with Shure. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time and joining this today. Can you please tell our audience your name, your title, and how you became involved in the company Shure?
I'll be glad to. Yeah, my name is Ben Escobedo. I am a senior market development specialist, so industry relations. I handle mainly the Northeast territory, but I'm all over, of course. I've been in the industry, over 15 years. Always had a deep love of music and electronics, so this is kind of the perfect job for me. We deal with music and electronics, so yeah.
And can you please tell our viewers what is being featured this year at the 2022 NAB?
Okay, that's a great question because it's been obviously 2 years since we've had a trade show at NAB, and it's great to be back, right? But really, some of the main focuses that we've had is the newest thing is what I'm actually talking in right now. This is the KSM-11 capsule, and the KSM-11 is our new flagship condenser microphone. It's a condenser cardioid pattern. It was really designed for digital to unlock all the potential of a new digital wireless. So, it's got full lows and clear highs, great off-axis rejection, very minimal handling noise, and it's just an all-around. It's only been out for a week now, but we've had really great success so far. In addition, I'm using a VPH handheld. This VPH takes this wireless capsule and makes it wired. So you could take any of your Shure RPW series capsules, which you probably have already, and then put this VPH on video production handheld and make it into a wired mic. It's also pretty long, so you can keep your hand out of the shot, or if you have a station identifier flag, you can keep that up there and still have plenty of real estate on the handle. So these are kind of some new things and we're excited about, but I think the other really cool product is the new ADX5D. So I have a ADX5D dual channel camera receiver. Now this is a slot-in receiver, but I have it mounted on a digital SLR or DSLR here. This takes a 2-channel Axion digital receiver and puts it right into this small form factor. So all the things you know and love about Axion digital just in a really compact package for film, video, TV. In addition, it has a built-in show link access point, so that means you can remote control example, any ADX series transmitters, which is wonderful. You put a mic on the talent and you want to change that frequency, you can just do it right from the receiver and the transmitter will automatically follow. So the ADX 5D just kind of continues to round out the portfolio that Axiom Digital is, and especially for our content creation, broadcasters, location sound, live production, all that. Really been waiting for this product. It's been great, yeah.
It's a nice little setup, and especially for what we do, have sound so easily just to set up. That's great. But at this time, is there anything else you can share with our audience, whether it be Shure's working on in the future, or now I know you're always doing something?
Oh, we're always working on new and exciting things. We love to say that, and we're always trying to listen for feedback from our customers about how we can be even better or make something great. So, if you have any suggestions or have an issue, please talk to us, and we're glad to listen and try to make things better. It's just good to be back, I think, at NAB 2022. Yeah.
It's been great. It's been a long 2 years, and getting back into the swings, it's so busy. It's nice to be back.
It sure is, yeah.
But I want to thank you so much for joining us. Last thing, if anybody would like to find out more about Shure, where can they look?
Oh, well, Shure.com, of course. Yeah, well, Shure.com has a bunch of resources as far as product information, training videos, upcoming seminars, webinars, where we're going to be next, and you can follow us on all our social media, on our Facebook and Instagram pages and such. So.
And today I'm here with Blackmagic. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. Glad to be at a show again.
Oh, I know. It's been 2 years, and it's great to be back with all the people and seeing what's out there. Can you please tell our viewers your name, your title, and how you got involved with Blackmagic?
Sure. My name is Dan May, and I am the president of Blackmagic Design USA. Essentially, I'm employee number 1 in the U.S., so back when Blackmagic decided to expand internationally, I was hired to basically help start our U.S. operations, and that was 16 years ago, and we've come a long way in those 16 years.
And speaking of Blackmagic, can you please tell our viewers the history behind Blackmagic?
Yeah, sure. Blackmagic was started as a company that wanted to help solve problems for post-production video. So we started with our original DeckLink card as a simple in and out card for being able to get video in and out of a computer. And this was really great for people that were using things like Premiere or Final Cut, or they want to do simple graphics and get those in and out of a computer. And since then, of course, we've kind of gone off onto a bunch of different tangents that are all related to that, creating cameras, creating our obviously, DaVinci Resolve was a software that we acquired, which has been hugely popular, moving off to switchers and routers. So Blackmagic kind of is the soup to nuts for anything that's about creating digital video and working with live production or post-production.
And can you please tell our viewers, a lot of companies were affected in different ways during the pandemic. Some pivoted, and some had to call. What did that look like for Blackmagic?
Like with everybody right now, it was a big challenge dealing with the pandemic, having to send people home or trying to keep people safe. So that in of itself was a big challenge. But for our customers, it was also a really big shift of how do I create more live production? How do I do that remotely? So we saw actually a huge increase in demand for some of our products, like our A10 Mini products and our pocket cameras, because people wanted to be able to actually create live production videos and work on videos in a kind of at-home landscape. So a lot of what we saw was really challenging and hard, but thanks to our supply chains being pretty solid for us and having great products that kind of helped people through the pandemic, while it was really challenging, it was actually really great to be able to help so many people with the tools that we provide out there for digital content creation.
And can you please tell our viewers what is being featured this year at the 2022 NAB?
Yeah, there's a couple big new announcements we have at NAB 2022. I don't want to go through all of them right now, but they should certainly look up what we're doing with DaVinci Resolve 18. We have new Blackmagic Cloud and Blackmagic Cloud Store products. These are really exciting products that we think a lot of people are going to gravitate towards, to being able to work with other people in a collaborative workspace at the same time. So that's definitely worth checking out on our website, which is www.blackmagicdesign.com. And we hope we can answer a lot of questions for people here at the show, and then talk to people again once the show is over.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us and taking the time. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about at this moment? Whether it's something else you're featuring here at the NAB?
Yeah, I think the only other thing we would be talking about is that we hope that all of our customers, we can't thank our customers enough for all that they've done to be able to help support us through this time, and we can't wait to see what people are going to be creating with these exciting products that we've put out.
And today I'm joined by Tieline. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Great. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you, and thank you for taking the time and joining us today. Can you please tell our viewers your name, title, and how you came involved in the company?
Yeah, my name is Jacob Ganalik. I'm the technical sales specialist for the Americas market for Tieline. We're a global company. We've been in business for 25 plus years. We specialize in radio remotes for studio transmitter links, studio links, etc. My background really quickly is I was originally a board op for a radio station and a part-time engineer for radios. And then I decided to get into the sales aspect, and I've been doing it ever since. Been here for going on 13 years now.
That's great. It seems you have a versatile background, so that's always nice to have. Can you please tell our viewers next, what is Tieline featuring this year at the 2022 NAB?
Yeah, so we're actually featuring and debuting our Tieline Gateway product. It's our high-density codec for audio. That's audio codecs for studio to transmitter, links, studio to studio, and remote contribution. Yes. Lately, the market has been focusing on centralization for cluster stations and markets of all sizes. They essentially are wanting to condense studio space into 1 or 2 studios here and there. So they need higher capacity at the studio end. And most codecs before what we call a high-density codec was out were mono or stereo codecs. So that would be one connection, one feed, and then you need a ton of those codecs to make this happen. The Tieline Gateway can handle up to 16 mono feeds or 8 stereo feeds, so we can take 8 station transmitter links, have that one product at the studio end, feeding out to 8 separate locations for 8 separate sources.
And a lot of companies at this time were affected in different ways. How was Tieline able to pivot and continue forward?
Well, so Tieline, we were actually we were blessed and we were in a very unique position for the pandemic because our focus has always been for remote broadcast, getting the audio from the field to the station. So we have products already built and designed for home studio applications. So a lot of our customers would take any codecs they could find, throw them in their tablet hands, send them home with it, set it up. And now you essentially have a mini studio office. We have one product called the Tieline VIA, as an example. It's a portable field unit, and it is designed for home studio applications. So when the pandemic hit, we were in the middle of releasing our gateway platform for our centralization model. But what we also started to do is started to revamp and enhance some of the field units aspects to make it a little bit more better for home use, easier use for engineers to manage not just one studio now, but also multiple remote studios for all their content.
And if anybody would like to find out more about Tieline, where can they go?
They can first off go to our website, tieline.com. You can also find us on social media like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. So if you want to know more, those are the places to go. And the last place you can also do is just shoot us an email. sales@tieline.com is a great place to start too.
And thank you for joining us. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience at this time?
We hope everybody stays safe, healthy, and we hope to see everybody at NAB 2023. Let's get this show back on the road. I want to see more people.
Yes.
I want to meet people again. I'm tired of staying home, but I also want everybody to stay safe. So let's stay safe and healthy, and we'll worry about 2023. Fingers crossed, and maybe still continues.
It's been an incredible week out here at the National Association of Broadcasters out in Las Vegas. It's been great to see what all the industry professionals were working on throughout the years. I can't wait to come back next year.
I used to think news is news. It's all the same. But it's not. There's a big difference between local broadcast news and cable news. See, local stations are part of my community, connecting me to local news, weather, and sports on every device. It makes sense. Get the news from the people I trust who actually live here. No agenda, no bias like on cable shout shows or social media, just facts. For news I can trust, I stay local. Support your local stations. Text TV to 52886 today.
Well, I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence, but I can't feed on the powerless when my cup's already overfilled. Yeah. is just